Hello, Floyd.
Hi, Magdi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, just wanted to share that the meditations, initially I couldn't connect when I joined maybe a week or two back, but now I feel it is giving a flow, to this silent space. So I wanted to ask you, uh, or rather share what is happening, that earlier there was a lot of this idea that I have to do something to get somewhere, to have certain goals. But now I don't see much of that. In the last few months, I see that uh, that onus has reduced. That onus of wanting to achieve or do something has reduced. Maybe it was always not there, but there was part of me which was coming in, saying that, oh, you should do it, and, blaming. So that fight I see has reduced between those two sort of characters. And yeah, I think things are lighter, but yeah, sometimes there can be emotions which rise up, or things can rise up
Mhm.
on the surface.
Yes.
And it is not that, like maybe, I don't know, somehow there is this idea, that the saints or the sages, or Ramana Maharshi has created, and means they have not created it, but we have created this image that, once you reach that state, probably you'll be always in silence. And but what I see is, maybe I don't see that I'm all the time in silence, but in general, there is an ease with things, even if I'm watching a movie or if I'm doing something, there is a sort of ease, and there is a sort of not, sort of being hard on myself. That is, I think what has reduced is being hard on myself. So, are we aspiring in this direction, or I don't know, aspiration is the right word, but is that the sort of longing or intention of this whole process of satsang?
Who is asking? When uh, when the dam is removed, or when you open the gates of the dam, the water flows, flows towards the ocean. And in the flow, there's effortlessness. The effort is in building the dam. And as the water is flowing, there's the gurgling sound of the stream and the bubbles. It's is life. Is, the fields are nourished by the flow of the stream. The understanding is not something we do. It is God's understanding that shines onto our mind, that visits us. And upon God's visit, things change. When the king visits the kingdom, the kingdom is happy. They love the king, a benevolent king. They love the king, they're happy. The king notices, oh, gee, we need to fix this bridge. Let's fix this bridge. Oh, we need to build a mill so we can grind the grain and have flour for the people in the village. Let's build the mill. God's visit is like that. It's more and more peace and happiness and effortless living. The old habits of worrying and concern and efforting, seeking and worrying and realize, oh, there is the benevolence of the king, you know. This understanding about your true self, which is not some entity you believe yourself to be or you've been imagining yourself to be for and worrying about for so long. The understanding that your true self is already this innate freedom. That you are not limited. That you are certain constraints, limitations upon form, upon the body mind. Your car can only drive up to so many miles before running out of gas. There are limitations onto form. But you are this formless awareness. This understanding, once the light starts shining in, it guides you. The light of understanding guides you, invites you to follow it. Because we have for so long been in the realm of identification and worry and concern and thinking and, oh my God, should I do it this way? Should I do that? What's going to happen to me if will I become like Ramana? All these are just images on the screen. The
So
screen.
that was not the worry. That was like, the sort of thing that, okay, I'm not reaching that model of.
Yes. A model is just a model. The model appears within that which is not a model. Yes? The true model, the true model is no model. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's no model. You see? So we recognize the no model. We recognize ourselves as unbound, free, not a personal freedom, you see, but the innate freedom of consciousness, which is formless, is aware presence, not some concept of consciousness, not some concept of awareness. But right now there is awareness. Right now, in this moment, I is this awareness. this formless awareness that is not located inside, it's not located in India, it's not located in California. You see, California or India appears within this awareness. A thought appears within awareness. An image, a memory, a sensation appears within the no form. You see, the thought appears and disappears. Within what? Within you awareness. Not you, Floyd, this particular body-mind entity with its history and parents and etc. No, that appears within awareness. The Floyd history, story, appearance appears within awareness. You know, when I say awareness, I mean right now, awareness. Right now, this, whatever it is right now, that is right now perceiving this perception and knows it is. I know I am. Not I know I am Magdi. No, I know the body is Magdi. Yes, it's named Magdi. That I know. But I know I am has nothing to do with I know the body is Magdi. It's just pure I am. I know I am. That knowingness, that amness, is lacking nothing. It's not a different amness from Ramana's amness or from the Buddha's amness. Not different. It's the journey home is this journey from here to here, from oneself to oneself. It's not a journey across time and space. It's just this awakening, this understanding. Yes, I am this transparent presence. It's true. It's my experience, not a new belief. I'm not interested in new beliefs. Ramana's belief or Huang Tzu's belief or Hakuin's belief. No, I'm not interested in adopting a new holy. No, there's not a religion. You don't have to join this religion. It's about understanding, and this understanding is available to you. This moment that you are not something which appears to you. You are that knowing aspect, the awareness aspect, the being aspect. And that being aspect, that awareness aspect is formless, dimensionless, no location, it has no age, no gender, no beginning, no ending.
Another thing which when I discuss about non-duality, of course, there's nothing to discuss, but one thing which is asked is, not necessarily asked by me, but sometimes maybe it comes in some way that if we are not the doer of the actions per se, then what does that do to the idea of responsibility?
Yes, it's good.
Personal responsibility.
Yes, a good question.
Also, if I go to, if I say to someone, I don't know, it's not important actually, even if they ridicule, but still, when I say to someone, that, oh, okay, which path are you on? It seems to be you're doing something spiritual. So I say, okay, I go for satsang, non-duality. So they say, oh, non-duality means don't take responsibility for anything. Everything is...
No, that's a mistake. That's a misunderstanding, a misunderstanding. So in terms of responsibility refers to how we respond to this particular situation. If you are walking in town and you see a little child who fell down on the ground and is crying or needs some help, you at that moment the responsibility is how do we respond in that moment to this situation. We pick up the child, we try to comfort them, and if they have a little wound, just to try to cater to their wound, make them feel it's okay. You see, I explain to them it's okay. How do we respond in life? You know, we be in relationship and something happens in relationship. Our partner acts in certain ways that trigger a certain reaction within us. How do we respond? How do we express? How do we take a look? See, responsibility is to, in the moment, is it possible for us to respond not from the habitual reflective, reflexive, defensive, just self-justification or blaming the others or blaming one, not to respond from the conditioned pattern, but to respond from understanding about our non-dual nature. That our non-dual nature means love, means compassion, means we are the same in essence. And of course, there are limitations to the body mind. There are some things that I would love to help in certain situations, but it's impossible in terms of my capacity. I can only do so much. But whatever is possible, you see. So no, that's a misunderstanding about non-duality, Floyd. And responsibility is a key part of non-duality. How to live, not just some talk about non-duality, you know, Advaita, Vedanta, blah, blah, study this and go to the next class. And no, all that is nonsense. You come to the understanding about consciousness, about one reality, then live it. Living it is 80% of non-duality. So whoever is telling you, oh, non-duality means we're all one, there's nothing to do, no one is doing anything, and so has a profound understanding, a misunderstanding about non-duality. I never speak that way about there is nothing to do, and sometimes I would share that there is no one doing anything, there's nothing to do, and from a personal self. There's no personal self. But responding doesn't require you to be a personal self. You don't need to be a hero and wear the medals. Oh, look, you know what I did. No, you do it out of love. Out of love. You know, you sometimes you remain still when you feel a certain reaction and you see that this reaction is coming from trying to defend your old personal self. You say, no, that's nonsense. This me that is being threatened is just some old pattern that wants to continue itself. So I say, no, I'm not going to engage in self-defense. I'm going to listen. You see, I'm going to listen. That is also an act of responsibility, because you're responding by just being silent and listening. So from the outside, from a third-party perspective, you say, oh, this guy is doing nothing. But in fact, you are. Internally, you are noticing, oh, I feel like I want to defend myself. I feel like I want to blame them. But I'm exploring just to be still, to be present, to listen. And I'm inviting myself to recognize that this tendency to defend myself is part of the illusion, part of the me belief, the me structure, the structure of separation, which wants to maintain itself. And there are various ways of responding. There are various ways in which responsibility acts out depending on the situation that you are facing.
One of the ways in which people might see is irresponsible is that, let's say, let's say they'll say, okay, fine, you've heard this satsang of non-duality for so many times, and you've been to Ramana ashram so many times. So now why do you still go there? Maybe you should do your work, expand your work more. Maybe you should try something so that you can, sort of grow your family. Because in India, we have this idea that, okay, if you have not for me, but in general, when my parents were alive, they would say, okay, you should get a wife so that she can help the family, she can support. So the idea of responsibility is somewhere connected to making something happen in the world. Maybe if you're spiritual, they will say, okay, why not make a spiritual organization? Why don't you become a guru? Why don't you go to the next step? So in some way, the idea of responsibility is not about response, but it is about getting something done in the world, like accomplishing something.
Yes. Yeah. We have a confusion, about in life, about we believe that responsibility is about accomplishing something in life. But it's not about that. It's about how you accomplish, not what you accomplish. It's not about what you attain, but how you live, how you attain what you attain. We overlook that. We mostly focus on let's succeed. So we put our children, we force our children to become A students, become perfect robots, perfect achievers. Ignore everything. Just go for the flag. Go for the flag. Go for the flag. Yeah, you attained the flag. Now, build a mountain. Build a castle. Yeah, we overlook how. How are we? How are we living? How are we? And when we are driven by achievement because of worry and concern and fear and wanting to accomplish something great phenomenally. I want to have the greatest house, the most beautiful friends with their Maseratis and the jewels and the God knows what. We're overlooking something very, very important. Now, look, if that is what speaks to you, I'm talking general, if that's what speaks to you, go for it, go for it. Honor other people's freedom, I studied to be an engineer. Did my master's degree. And as you shared, I lost complete interest in working for GE or, working, on some projects for the Navy or the Air Force. And I lost that interest. And it was a great disappointment for my mother. Oh my God, because she wanted me to be that. But something within me had shifted. Can we allow for that? It was very precious for me to drop all that. I couldn't explain it to my mother. She couldn't understand it. And she exerted a lot of effort to change my path according to how she felt, But it was very painful inwardly for me, because I was divided between my love for my mother and my love for that other calling that came to me. It was very painful, very difficult. At some point she let go, but it took quite a while. So the question is, can we allow for diversity? Okay, you want to accomplish great success in the world, or be a great teacher, to be the yogi, Ramana too. Go ahead. Some people have the vocation to. I mean, look at me. I share. I don't have a personal ambition. It's just share. It's just part of the makeup of this body mind. There are many people who have great understanding, great wisdom, and they're not sharing, or on occasion, in very many small ways. We don't all have to be performers, it's how we live, how we relate. There is a perfume in life. It's not just what the rose looks like, it's the perfume. The Arabian jasmine is a teeny tiny flower. My God, the perfume of the Arabian jasmine, oh my God, it's so beautiful. We have some Arabian jasmines here. When they flower, pick up the little flowers, bring them home, and Tara and I, we go to heaven smelling them, It's just a teeny tiny white flower, Sometimes you have a big, huge flower, but it doesn't compare to the perfume of the jasmine. This world is not just about this world. Of course, it's nice to if you're a poet, compose beautiful poetry. If you're an artist, to compose great art, it's beautiful. Build the beautiful gardens, for people to enjoy. Beautiful architecture. But this life is not just about this life. Because in one tsunami, the Taj Mahal is gone. In one earthquake, the Tower of Pisa is gone, or the Colosseum in Rome is gone. So the people who are speaking this way to you, they need to go beyond their material mind. I'm not excluding the material mind, but they need to expand their material mind to include a different quality. The quality of love, the quality of compassion, the quality of freedom and love and beauty. And of course, I'm in no way ignoring the need for the care of the body mind, the food, shelter, and clothing, comfort, and have a certain lifestyle that you enjoy. Yes, absolutely. I remember when Jean Klein was a teacher of Francis Lucille. One of the questions he asked Francis initially when they met is, are you materially, financially comfortable? And he said, yes, I am. He said, okay, that's good. Because if you cannot settle, take care of your food, shelter, and clothing matters, how could you take care of awakening to your true self? You cannot accomplish this simple task. I'm just sharing that as a sort of a metaphor that, yes, we take care of food, shelter, and clothing. We are engaged in life. We work. We take care of what we need to take care of. It's part of the design. So one does not exclude the other. The fact that you are exploring truth, which is the greatest task that I know of in this human realm, it does not exclude accomplishing whatever you feel like accomplishing in the realm of life. But it's not about accomplishing. But if you're drawn to accomplish, go ahead. Of course. Sure. There are many ways of living. Many ways.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Nice talking with you.